Yes, we are still talking about the death of Mohbad,
who ventured into music for self-fulfillment, self-actualization, and to improve his economic well-being. Little did he know that this was indeed going to end up in death.
Mohbad! Mohbad! Like I mentioned in my last video, there's been so many conspiracy theories surrounding his passing. On his dying bed, had talked about the NDLEA, who he said gave him a substance that would have led to his death. They also talked about the nurse, the auxiliary nurse that administered the injection that, shortly after that injection he collapsed. They also talked about his childhood friend, whom they said he had a street fight with his childhood friend and sustained injury which led to his death. So many controversies surrounding his death, which I mentioned in my last video. But today, event unfolding
have further shown that, and there's some specific people that most Nigerians are now pointing accusing fingers at, that they know more about Mohbad's death.
Who are these people that they seem to know so much from their dealings, from the way they behave, ranging from the father, the wife, and even the friend that took him to the hospital? So I mentioned this in my last video. Just take a listen. Too many questions begging for answers. How did he die? Where did he die? What happened? Was he struck by juju? African magic? Black power? Did he die as a result of injuries sustained in a fight with his friend? Or did he actually die after being administered injection by an auxiliary nurse? What exactly happened? Or was he also poisoned by NDLEA as he alleged on his dying bed, even though NDLEA has come out to debunk that? It's so sad that his 5-year-old son, Liam, would now grow up without a father. So you can see in that video, Mohbad on his hospital bed accused the NDLEA of giving him a substance which he drank, and since then, of course, NDLEA came out to deny ever having any hand in his passing. Like he talked about the nurse, most people talk about the nurse, the auxiliary nurse that administered injection on him, and shortly after that happened, he died. And then his former labor boss, Naira Marley, has also been fingered because they said perhaps he conjured juju that struck him maybe during his last performance at Ikorodu. And then they say that's when he got struck by juju that led to his passing. Too many controversies surrounding his death. But then the one that would make these ones look like child's play is that of his father. And this is what this video is going to address. Could Mohbad's father have a hand in his death? Could Mohbad's father indeed kill his own son? This may sound ludicrous, but it could be true. Could it be? That's what we are looking at today. Perhaps this is one of the things that probably must have fueled this suspicion. I ask, why would they think that the father would kill a son? What could he have done that would make people suspect him, be the number one suspect?
We will pick on whoever we believe from investigation is linked. All facts, including those not even mentioned but we do know from our homicide investigation experience, could be vital to get into the root.
Perhaps this is why most people are thinking that he could have killed his own son. Remember when Mohbad just died? I think he died around, on the 12th of September 2023 and around 7 p.m. And then he was hurriedly buried. The question is, why would the father bury his son? someone that had fans all over, yet the father horribly buried him. And then why most people are feeling this suspicion could be that when he was exhumed, his body, was, taken off the ground for autopsy because of the circumstance surrounding his passing. And then people were in shock to see that the casket where he was buried had blood in it. And they just could not understand how someone that has been buried for 8 days will still be having fresh human blood in the casket. So people started suspecting, could Mohbad's father have, buried the son while the son still had life in him? The understanding is that there shouldn't have been any blood, fresh blood in the casket. So this could be one of the reasons people are feeling this suspicion that the father could know more about his death than he's telling the police or telling the public. But I had mentioned in my last video why there was the fresh blood in the casket. That because he was not embalmed, I'm not sure he was embalmed because he died. He died on the 12th, and then on the 13th he was already buried. So there could still be some fluid in his system, and then some blood that had probably not dried up. Because when you are dead, the blood in you is supposed to dry up completely. You're supposed to die with all the blood inside of you. But maybe because of the way he was rushed, and buried almost immediately, could explain that, which I mentioned in my last video. So that could probably be responsible for why the blood was found in the casket. So this is what is fueling the suspicion that the father could probably have buried the son while the son still had life inside of him. And another reason why the father is also being accused of killing the son again is the fact that when the son passed, the question is, why didn't he wait? Why didn't he wait, knowing the circumstances surrounding the passing of the son? Why did he hurriedly, as a matter of fact, he did want to bury the son. Same day, less than 6 hours after his passing, he went to the ballet of, the community leader of Ikorodu, and of course, told the man that the son had just passed and that he would like to bury him in the middle of the night. Who does that to his child? A celebrity who, with fans, someone who is a father and a husband, and then you want to hurriedly bury him as if you had something in, you said you had something up your sleeve that you were trying to shield from people. So probably this is one of the reasons why people are accusing him of knowing more than you and I, or more than is telling the police. Because even the ballet, that's the community leader, objected. You can't just bury your son. Your son just died a couple of hours ago and you just want to bury him like that. It's not done. Although he tried to explain the reason why he had to bury the son so fast, that because they see that, culturally, you are not supposed to bury your own child while you're still alive. So the fact that your child died before the parents, that would not make any sense keeping the child, longer than necessary. So that's why he said he rushed to bury. But that's even, I don't think that was very, to me, I saw that as a very lame excuse, as most people have even gone ahead to start accusing him that the former label boss of the son, that's Naira Marley, could have instructed him, could have given him some huge sum of money and asked him to to hurriedly bury the son in order to, bury whatever evidence that would have been there for, people to know. One, after the injection, the boy died. I mean, what did they inject him with that they hurriedly wanted to bury him immediately? So these are the questions, these are the things that people are asking, and they want to know why he would do that. That's why they are suspecting the father. And another reason why they are suspecting the father, because it's not really easy for me to come out here and start talking about this, because someone has just lost the son, and it's painful enough, let alone accusing the man also. So it is painful enough to lose someone, a loved one, a child, and then turn around accusing the same person of being responsible for the death of your child. So it's even difficult for me to sit down here to talk about this. But when you see a father acting as if there was more to it, of course, he just opened the doors of suspicion for people to begin to say all kinds of things. But of course, that's why the police and the DSS are there to carry out the investigation. We can't wait to see the result of the autopsy to the public. So we await that. While we await that, of course, speculations will always run riot in a situation like this. Most Nigerians are accusing Naira of being responsible for the death of Mohbad. But Mohbad's dad came out to say, no, Naira has no hand in it. So he is even defending. He is defending the one person most Nigerians are accusing. You see? So you can see it's difficult for Nigerians to begin to see that this man, there must be something about this man, and he must know more about the death of his son than he's telling the public and the police. Because how in God's name will you be defending someone that most Nigerians are accusing of being responsible for your son's death, but you're coming out to defend the person that he does not have a hand in your son's death? So if you know that he does not have a hand in your son's death, so who does have a hand in his death? Who? Because if you seem to know who does not have a hand in your son's death, then does it mean you know who is responsible for his death? So these are the things Nigerians do not understand. Why a man whose son has been killed, and there is a notable person that is being accused of being responsible for that, then he is coming to defend Naira that he is not responsible for the son's death. So that's why most Nigerians are saying, okay, since you know he's not responsible for your son's death, so who is responsible for your son's death? Do you know? It's like you know so much that you're not telling the police, you're not telling the public. So that is another reason they are accusing him of killing the son. So let me know what you think by leaving your comments in the comment section. So this is where I draw the curtain for today. Thank you for finding the time to watch my video. If you like the content of this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Strike on that notification bell so that you get to be notified whenever I upload a content like this. Leave your comments down below and do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Stay awesome, stay out of drugs, out of trouble, out of cultism, while I come your way pretty soon. Peace out.